campers. It is the 1st of September. We are in eastern Idaho. We're hurtling towards the Wyoming border on US Highway 26. We're still out in the Snake River Valley for at least a little while longer. Somewhere well to our left is Yellowstone National Park. Somewhere directly ahead of us is Grand Teton National Park. We're going to skirt just around the southern edge of the Tetons. I don't know if you can actually see the mountain range ahead of us. I think the sun might be blowing that out a little bit. Curse you, sun. But yeah, no, we are headed directly for the mountains. Alright, let's wait until we pass this dude. Okay, move left. We are heading for the mountains, and we'll be going through an area of Idaho called the Palisades. A very lovely earthen dam up there that we'll be going up and over. Not like across the dam, but like we literally climb up just next to the face of the dam, which is kind of neat, and then alongside the reservoir at the top. It's very cool. I haven't driven this route in years. I was still in what we call D seat status last time I drove this road, which is where I sat in the driver's seat and my trainer Leah sat in the passenger seat the entire time. So this was she'd never driven this road either, so that was kind of neat. It was a really nice exploration for both of us. We got to see some new territory. Lovely road. Alright, 26 straight ahead. Got it. Hello, Sinclair. I love a good Sinclair. I can believe that has truck parking. Not a lot of it, but a little bit. And a little bit of truck parking goes a long way out here. You don't need much on these back roads. But the reason we're going this way is we're actually taking a totally different route across Wyoming this time for some reason. Our next fuel stop is in Casper. So instead of dropping down to I-80 like we normally do, we're going to go across on US Highway 26 to Casper, which will take us through Riverton, Wyoming. Actually, I think we're using a bypass around Riverton, Wyoming 133 and 134. But we get close to Riverton. And I know Riverton largely because that's where the National Weather Service office for Western Wyoming is. So every time I'm driving across southern Wyoming on Interstate 80, I'm listening to forecasts from NWS Riverton. So it'd be kind of neat to actually see that city for once. And I assume it must be kind of a big deal if it has its own National Weather Service, right? Or maybe it's just the best located spot for a weather service office in western Wyoming. Probably a little bit of it. But I think that office also does a bunch of the forecasting for Yellowstone as well. So they're kind of a big deal. Wow! Anybody looking for ideas for where to set the next Jurassic Park movie? Holy cow! Look at that canyon off to the left. Gorgeous! Like that perfect blue river. I kind of wish the sun wasn't at that angle right now because I don't know how well y'all can see that. Scenic overlook, 1 mile. Yeah, I ain't got time today, sorry. We're already going pretty slow. I don't really want to stop on this hill for a scenic overlook. We're losing speed. I want to keep what momentum we have for this little climb here. There's 50, downshift. 9th gear. rest area at the bottom, so we're still accelerating, and we're losing all our speed anyway. Alright. Gosh, I'm just doing terrible at the shifting today. That's an RV, okay. Generally, cab overs coming towards you are usually RVs now. Not a lot of cab over trucks anymore. In America, at least. There's 10th again. And we lose the passing lane. Get the cruise control back on. Alright, we'll meet back up with that river in a bit. That was nice though, wasn't it? Now that is gorgeous. A little bit slow through this section here, but that's fine. We get to enjoy it. Oh, look at that. Look at this. This is like the kind of places where sci-fi authors used to think you might still find dinosaurs. Hello, fishing person. It's like a secret hidden valley up near Yellowstone. I love this. I love this so much. This is the kind of trip that makes this job worth it. Right here. Cruising about 50 miles an hour down a lush river valley near Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks in eastern Idaho. It kind of spreads out. Looks like there's a couple of farms down here. Anyone else suddenly want to play Farm Simulator? No. I want to keep driving. I don't want to stop and play Farm Simulator now. I want to see more of this. More of the real thing. Ooh, that is some stagnant water. I suspect that there's probably some very large mosquitoes out here when it's not 47 degrees Fahrenheit, which, quick conversion in my head should be like 14 or 15. No, 7 or 8 Celsius. The conversion I have in my head for Fahrenheit to Celsius is not precise, and I can do the math for the exact conversion, but I also have a shorthand one in my head that I can just rattle off, where you just you zero them out together by subtracting 32 or adding 16, as the case may be, whichever one you're going for, and then halve or double depending on which way you're going. But a degree Celsius is not exactly half of a degree Fahrenheit. It's slightly more than a half degree Fahrenheit. So 47 Fahrenheit, you reduce it by 32 to bring the zero to the same spot. So you're converting 15. Roughly half of 15 is about 7.5, and you can round up because, you know, Celsius is not exactly half a degree Fahrenheit, so probably about 8 degrees Celsius for 47 Fahrenheit. That's how that works. Math. Snake River Roadhouse. Alrighty, we are in the Palisades. You can see the dam off to our right. We're climbing up above that thing. Along the north side of the canyon here. Which, when you realize just how tall this dam is, gosh, those places we were passing further downriver are awfully precariously located. They must really trust the construction of this dam. Because, that's a lot of water. That is a whole lot of water. Yeah, look, it's pretty full. Not completely full, but it's very full. There's so much water. And when you think about the fact that we just saw where the bottom of the canyon is, there's that much water in there. Ah, good grief. I would not live downriver from that. I probably wouldn't even park an RV down there. That would make me too nervous. Not for an earthen dam. A concrete one, maybe. Maybe. If it had been built in the last 50 years. No, my mom is from a town called Teton. So I grew up hearing stories of how a dam burst and killed a bunch of people. So I don't trust dams as much as maybe the average human being. Teton is a town in Georgia, and as you might imagine from that anecdote, had a very bad experience with an earthen dam. Particularly the college right at the foot of the dam was very badly damaged. Alright, we just entered Wyoming. I believe this is an area called Wilson, which automatically makes me like it. I think we got a way station coming up right up here. Port of entry, half mile. All commercial vehicles, driveway operators must stop at port of entry. Alright. Closed. I guess Wyoming DOT is taking the weekend off. Nice. Oh, they still got the boat inspection up at least. Well, the way station's closed. Odd. I do believe this was open last time I came through here. Stop here. We are actually in this area just south of here, in fact, is the only place where I've ever seen a moose. Fun fact. There was one just standing out in a field here. It was much deeper into winter at the time, but yeah, there was a moose made it down here. The thing was big too, like frighteningly big. I didn't know they got this far south, honestly, but y'all gonna pass me and then actually do the speed limit, please? This dude's still puttering along here, so that makes me nervous. Oh, that was Alpine, Wyoming. Alpine, not Wilson. Alpine. Cruise set 55. Goodness, that's beautiful. Welcome to Wyoming. Here's yet more breathtaking scenery, as Wyoming is prone to provide. If I'm remembering right, last time I came through here, they were repaving all of this, so this is nice new road. At least, you know, less than 2 years old. Now, that is a mountain. That's so huge! Holy cow! So, we have entered Grand Teton National Park on US 26 going eastbound. Battery died in the middle of Jackson, Wyoming. So sorry about that. You didn't get to see me take the very narrow truck route through town. At least I'm pretty sure I took the truck route. There was a sign that said truck route this way, and I turned, and it was not a truck-friendly road, so maybe I turned on the wrong road, but I got out of it, so it's fine. Ooh, roundabout. I will be your roundabout. I'm gonna make you out and out. I spent the day away. Alright, let's get the, Boy, I hate roundabouts that are under construction. They make me nervous because they don't always think about trucks. Oh, really? truck friendly, so it had that apron we were able to just drive over. Because we had to drive over that in order to not hit the sign on the right. Oh, all right, that was fun. Surprise roundabout in Grand Teton National Park. Holy cow, that mountain though. This is great. I was expecting this to be so much less flat than it is. This is really nice. All right. Bring my speed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. All right. Speed limit 55 miles per hour during the day, 45 at night. Good amount of traffic behind me thanks to that really slow bit we just did. We'll just drive a nice reasonable pace right around the speed limit, in the vicinity of the speed limit. And if anyone behind me doesn't like that, they can pass. There's plenty of passing areas. Goodness, this is gorgeous. I didn't realize that we actually entered Grand Teton National Park here. There's an airport off to my left. Huh. But yeah, I know, I didn't realize this was actually going through the park. I thought we were just like skirting the edges of it. Nope. Nope. Actual park. Jackson Hole Airport. Let's keep left. Person that's on the side of the road. What the heck kind of geological process created this valley? It's so flat, surrounded by such steep mountains. Like, is this still Yellowstone hotspot territory? Is that what happened here? Because the mountains to the right kind of look a little melty, but the ones to the left very much do not. Huh. I honestly don't know. I really don't. But I love it. I love it. This is gorgeous. I'm so glad I get to share this with you guys. You see, you thought we'd driven all these roads and that we were never going to see anything new. And then bam, we get this. Which is very new. This is very, very new. You are an extremely orange individual, which is actually kind of awesome because it means you're really easy to see. Orange is a good color for a cyclist, you know? Did that just move? That's a lot of people. Alright, can we not? No, that's not a real moose. It's all horses. Gorgeous horses, sure, but I'm not so sure I'd pull over on the side of a busy road like that there, but you know, cool horses, cool horses. I thought there was a moose in there, but no, it's just a couple horses standing in a curiously moose-like silhouette. Like, there's this perfectly good parking area right here, and all those people are just pulled over on the side of the road. It's not illegal here. You are allowed to pull over on the side of the road in Grand Teton National Park. There's specific areas where you're not allowed, and that is not one of them. That is acceptable behavior as far as legality goes. It's just a little bit annoying for the passing traffic to have that many pedestrians that close to the road. And it's a little dangerous, you know? A little bit dangerous. Gosh, it's gorgeous out here, though. I think there's some buffalo off to the right. off to the right, way out there. Yeah, those are buffalo, all right. Buffalo, 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 buffalo. Buffalo! I got to pass a cyclist a minute ago. I got way too close to him at first because I thought I was going to be able to squeeze past him. But there was an RV that just was passing in the opposite direction at the exact same time I arrived at the cyclist. So I had to slow down to the cyclist was doing about 20, so I had to drop down to 20 as well. And then I had to wait for a better opportunity to overtake. All the cars ahead of me just squeezed right past the dude because he was riding the shoulder. But in a semi-truck, you don't want to get that close to a cyclist because if a cyclist hits your trailer, you can kill them. So I couldn't get I want at least 3 feet of separation from a cyclist when I overtake, and I couldn't get that staying in this lane, so I just I stayed behind the cyclist, waited for a gap, went full in the left lane, or the oncoming lane, to overtake him in a legal passing area. So he seemed actually surprised that I didn't just squeeze past him, which is, I guess, makes sense, given that all the other traffic had just done that. But no, coming to a stop, or not a stop, but bringing my speed down, I definitely got way too close to him. So I felt kind of bad about that, but we still did a nice safe pass of him. We didn't get, like, my mirror probably got within 2 feet of his head, the hood mirror on the right, so that was definitely too close, but backed off, stayed behind until we had an actual passing area, and then went around. Then we went around. Yellowstone left, Du Bois right. We are staying on 26 East, which is right. Moran Junction. Does this mean we're coming out of, not now, Maxwell. Does this mean we're coming out of Teton? Ooh, post office. No services. Except postal services, presumably. There we go, 55 again. That would be where you mail all your postcards from the Grand Teton National Park. Turns a little tight for 55, but I guess it's fine. Maxwell actually tapped the brakes there on his own. You were in my lane. Maxwell actually tapped his brakes there as we went around that turn, even though we were only doing like 51, 52. Maxwell is able to kind of sense turns and the G-forces that we're experiencing, and will apply the brakes on one side of the truck or another to keep us stable through a turn if we go into one too fast, which is a nice safety feature, but it always catches me off guard when it happens. Ideally, you want to slow down enough that the truck does not need to do that. But sometimes I underestimate them, and it's good to have that feature in those times. Bit of a climb here. We're at 45 mile an hour. The terrain is certainly looking a little more imposing up ahead than we've been dealing with for the last hour or so. Still gorgeous, of course. I think we are still in Grand Teton, but